we were getting set up and geared up, and I said, ladies, get your helmets. Oh, Vernon, don't make us wear those helmets. No, not this time. Oh, if we don't look good in those, and on and on. I said, you're not wearing your helmets, we're not going. They put the helmets on. I'd say about 4 miles into the ride, we kind of got on this nice, beautiful, freshly tarred, paved road. So we're riding, we're getting ready to kind of get in each other's slipstreams. And she kind of punched my tire a little bit. Kind of got out of control, punched my tire. You don't want to hear this dreaded noise, but when you hear the psst, I turn around, go back to Bev. I'm checking her. Her helmet had a big gash on it. And the first thing I did was I took her helmet off and showed it to her. You see that? That would have been your head. So we both know the importance.
Recollections that I have of my grandmother, who has been dead now for 28 years, is that visiting down in Florida, one day she wasn't talking anymore. So it went from one trip of being able to talk to her to she wasn't talking anymore. And then the next time it was, well, grandma is leaving the house without any clothes on and getting lost in the neighborhood. Here we are years later with my mother at age 82 with dementia. This past trip was the first time that she didn't know who I was for a moment, and that was really hard. And I needed to work with that. It was just a short circuit, and that she would come back, and she did.
Most recently, my experiences with my mother-in-law, who is suffering from dementia. She's taken a bit of a turn for the worse. Any research that can be done to help people with that type of condition, to help keep families together, would be just a tremendous gift to all of us. This is something that very likely will hit everyone's family in one form or another, if not immediate family, friends, people that you know. When this happens, it becomes a very real issue. It might not be real now. You might not understand what this lack of funding will do, but down the road it will make a tremendous difference to so many people, because you do research now to solve problems of the future. Research is a continuous, ongoing process.
The other day, I actually had a patient who came in with Parkinson's disease. It affects people differently at different rates, and I think if you participate and are more active, you know about it, and you've educated yourself, and you're proactive about trying to get yourself to move, you have a much better chance. You start thinking about the inevitable and what's going to happen in the end, and almost every person that I've seen affected by Parkinson's has depression, anxiety.
We found that people in my family and all that have issues, and exercise is something that makes a big difference to keep the chemicals in the brain happening. That when they get stagnant, when they're sitting around, is probably the wrong thing to do, that something's going to happen with their mood swings and all. And so it's important to stay active.
My mother was Catherine Doyle. She passed away in 2010. About 10 or 15 years before she passed away, she joined the Rush Brain Study Project because her mind was perfect, because it was the jewel in her crown. She wanted to donate it to science so people could learn from her beautiful brain and compare it to brains that got sick. So her brain lives on in science, and to help others understand the difference between a brain with Alzheimer's and a brain without.